that we have to fix our own problems. And I think that's a very telling statement from the General. We have to have our expectations of Pakistan in a realistic manner. We get very euphoric when we have very pleasant person-to-person, people-to-people contacts with Pakistan. But we forget what is the underlying compulsion that the Pakistani system has. This is a compulsion called ISI, the army. They have to cater to their whims and fancies, and whatever the people-to-people contact or whatever this track to diplomacy and all these very pleasant contacts that we have, they are just a facade. Eventually it boils down to these hard facts, and we will have to fix these problems ourselves. I don't know what exactly these semantics we are playing with them, whether it was a scuffle, whether it was a meditated attack. These don't really matter. We know what it is a tit for tat. They try to make the score even with Afzal Guru's thing. So let's be realistic. And if we want to have a mutually understandable relation, I think that we have to talk from a position of strength. Of course, this is a...
Sir, your party's government does not speak from a position of strength. No, Mahesh Jethmalani, it's all well said, but Naresh Gujral, it's all well said, but your party's government, Mr. Jakhar, with the greatest of respect to you, I don't want to get the Pakistanis panelists in this part of the discussion, but I want to ask the Shiromani Akali Dal, do you believe this Congress government speaks from a position of strength? Mr. Gujral, are we being assertive enough, or are we being pusillanimous in our approach towards Pakistan?
UPA government, NDA government, we have to build a nationalistic awareness about this, because any confrontation, whether it is at economic level, whether it is graded response to Pakistan in whatever manner, will have certain costs. We have to prepare people for that. And moment...
Sir, you're passing the buck. I'm sorry, but you're passing the buck.
That we will
Mr. Jakhar, Mr.
No,
Jakhar,
not passing the buck.
Mr. Jakhar, you're passing the buck.
We cannot say enough is enough till we really mean it.
No, let's ask the BJP. I don't think there is an absence of a national consensus.
I heard you telling the generals enough is enough. Why are we telling them? Unless and until we are able to back it,
Mahesh Jethmalani is contradicting. Mahesh Jethmalani wants to respond to you, Mr. Jakhar, and after that I'll go across to Shiromani Akali Dal. To our guests in Lahore and Islamabad, I'm coming back to you in a minute. Yes, Mr. Jethmalani.
Yes. You know, Arnab, I think we'll be doing a great disservice to Sarabjit Singh and his memory if we focus only on the Indo-Pakistan rivalry over here, or the Congress, BJP, Akali Dal differences. I think the most important circumstance is what the barrister gentleman, I can't remember his name, told us. Please let me say that is a matter of overwhelming significance that Sarabjit Singh's death sentence was commuted to life and he was due for release. That means that now in the normal circumstances, the Pakistan government should not wait for any counsel from India. If a prisoner is due for release from jail, he should be released automatically by the government concerned or by the prison authorities concerned. Now it didn't happen in their case. The irresistible inference as to why it didn't happen, Arnab, is that they were waiting to see what Afzal Guru did. They kept him as hostage.
Yeah.
When Afzal Guru did this, since India hung Afzal Guru, they had to appease their population.
So you are saying, Mr. Jethmalani, it was a deliberate extra constitutional killing. You are taking the position that Narendra Modi took today.
If this man was due for release, then your continued incarceration illegally of him was only to facilitate his murder in jail.
And you are saying there was deliberate oversight, Mr. Jethmalani. You are saying the Punjab government and the...
I'm not saying there was deliberate oversight. I'm saying there was complicity.
Complicity.
I'm not saying there was deliberate oversight.
That's the point here today.
Complicity by...
Yes. That's the point here. And two things have been proven. Two things have been proven in the course of the show. Admiral Javed, consider this. You have two esteemed lawyers. When I present the facts of the case as presented by the Defence Counsel, they admit that this could have been wrong. And on the other hand, it is proven.
No. We have not admitted it. We said it should be agitated before the proper court.
Well, it was.
You have not done it.
Your
counsel was no good.
It was, and despite that, he was convicted.
He was due for release. You people have admitted it. Sarabjit Singh should have been released from your jail.
He was due for release. He was due for release.
Listen softly. One thing this is not the way to hold a debate. This is not the way to hold a debate. Everybody speaking. This is not the way.
Sir, please understand the sentiments of the people of this country. And please respect them.
We do understand that. We apologize
that your
for that.
country has perpetrated on this man.
Oh, you are
lapse of security. Lapse of security.
Not a lapse of security. It is not a lapse of security. A person serves his term, and after that, a person is due for release.
The reality
no,
is
not involved
your government used Sarbjeet as a spy and then dished him.
Sir, he served
him like a tissue paper.
Sir, I can understand
that is the reality.
Sir,
your government of India used him and threw him like a tissue paper. That is the reality.
Admiral Javed Iqbal, I don't think you saw the statement of the government of India which said he's a brave son of India. Unlike your government, which sent its regular soldiers and refused to take back the bodies.
Yes.
Unlike your government which sent its regular soldiers to get defeated in Kargil, and after you were defeated refused to take back the bodies.
No.
You didn't take back your defeated soldiers' bodies.
You for release, but you did not bother about it.
You did not. You refused to accept that even Kasab is a Pakistani. You refused to take back your defeated soldiers' bodies.
22 years.
You attacked by stealth.
22 years
You attacked by stealth, and today you've been exposed on the Sarabjit case. Sir, please, Naresh Gujral, do you agree with the points made by Mahesh Jethmalani that to some extent a complicity must be investigated?
Arnab, I don't want to indulge in a shouting match or a blame game. Today, all Indians, and especially people in Punjab, are grieving. They are anguished, they are angry. And I do hope that our guests from Pakistan understand our situation. And I would expect them to offer sympathy, support, if not an outright apology. Why are we trying to damage relations between the two countries? We must, even at this stage, in Pakistan, if Pakistan wants to offer a hand of friendship, it must order a credible inquiry. An inquiry which is conducted by people who are known to be fearless, who are respected internationally. And you have human rights activists like Asma Jahangir. You have the International Red Cross. Please invite them. Please involve them. We want answers. India wants to know what exactly transpired, because in India we always have a suspicion that you have extra constitutional authority like the ISI, which indulges in these games and spoils relations between the two countries. So I would urge my friends from Pakistan to put pressure on their government, and I hope the civil society in Pakistan will rise.
Mr. Gujral, I can understand that you are saying that the entire nation of India must be patient. No, we'll be patient. But I'm saying something, I'm placing one. Who is being accommodating and who's being rigid? It's Pakistan that is being rigid. 1 minute. 1 minute. Let me prove to you. Let me prove to you.
Rigid.
Sir.
The rigid is you are not accepting that Kashmir is unsolved. It is an unsolved agenda.
Don't get into the Kashmir issue today. Don't get into the Kashmir issue.
This is not the issue today.
Don't accepting it.
Sir, let me tell you.
This is what I said in the very beginning.
Yes, Mr. Sundaram?
What I was saying all along, and this is exactly what I said. What has happened now is, whether my Pakistani friends would like to accept it or not, this has become an issue which is really opening the eyes of many Indians as to whether our attempts at diplomacy and friendship are being equally reciprocated by Pakistan, as to whether or not our attempts at diplomacy are being taken as a sign of softness, as a sign of weakness.
Exactly.
This is something which is really instigating many Indians today to turn around and say enough of soft peddling. And I don't think, and I must say, I personally don't think that's good for either country. And I only hope that Pakistan could have, especially when they knew the importance of this issue. And Pakistan, when they were repeatedly asked about this Sarabjit Singh issue, surely they should have known
that the 22 years were over, he had been commuted and he could have been returned. There must have been an inquiry, at least a discussion as to how do we react to India's request.
Sir, we have accommodated you enough.
India's request, in which case they would have known.
No.
In which case they would have known well enough that this man had completed his sentence. Sir, and if they had known that, I fail to understand why a hand of friendship could not have been reached out.
That is why, because
into a position. Allow me to finish, please.